Guys, I'm Anuluapo by name, and in this video I'll be showing us how to sync users from on-prem Active Directory to cloud Azure Active Directory. So currently, as you can see on my screen, I'm on my Active Directory, my on-prem, and I've created an OU for this demo, which is the IT department, and we have these users in IT department. So I'll be doing is I'll be syncing this user to my Azure Active Directory known as Microsoft Entra ID. So let me show you my Microsoft Entra ID. So here's my Microsoft Entra ID. So let's confirm. Let me check the names. If we have the name, we can see that we don't have this name, John Doe, just like the name that is in on-prem. We have John Doe, so the name is not showing, which shows that the name is not in the cloud at all. So to get started, this synchronization is possible by the tools and Entra Connect. That is Microsoft's Entra Connect. That is the tools we use for synchronization. So because of our time, I will go down to download. So we are going to download this Microsoft Entra Connect ID. So I'm going to click on download. While this video is going on, I'm going to show us how we can actually download the right link to download the recent Microsoft Entra Connect. So let's download these tools. These tools helps in hybrid identity synchronization of the on-prem users down to cloud. So let's wait for it to download. Okay, so let's open the file, the setup, and then we can install. Okay. Okay, so let's click here. So when you have this wizard showed, it shows that you have installed your Microsoft Azure Active Directory Connect. So let's get started. So the first thing is we are going to agree to the license and terms, then click on continue. Now we go for customize for the sake of this demo, so as to select the specific group. So we have control of what we want to sync, and that's why we're going for customize. So I'll go for customize, and these defaults I'm going to leave it, and then I'll click on install. So let's patiently wait for the installation of the required component for this synchronization. So while this is going on, we are going to need our Microsoft Entra Connect ID. a tenant with a global admin. So I'll be using, so let me go and copy the tenants I'm going to be using. So let me just come down here and go to my, so I'll be using this tenant, that's my name. So I'm going to copy this user principal name and then back to my VM. So let's wait for it to install, for it to get installed properly. So finally we have it. So now I'm going to use my user sign in. I'm going to go for the password as synchronization. As you can see, this option allows users to sign in into the cloud using the same password that they use on on-prem. So that's what password hash. So any password we use in the on-prem, we can actually use it in the cloud. So I'm going to go for that and click on next. So this is the time to paste my Azure Active Directory tenant that I copied. So I'm going to paste and I'm going to input my password. So let's go. So you can see that, look at this instruction, and enter your Azure AD Global Administrator Identity Administrator credential. So it means any tenant and account that we want to use for this connection, for this synchronization, must be an admin. So let's wait for it to examine the domain. So now it is time to connect to our on-prem. So this is my domain. So I'm going to add directory. Then I'm going to create a new AD account. So, and I'm going to log in as an administrator. So that will be my data lover slash administrator. Then input my password. So click on OK. So I'm going to add it and then click on next. So you can see it is retrieving it. Now it is verified. So when we have this, let's just click on next. And now this is where I'm going to filter. That's why we are using customize, as I've said earlier. So I'm going to select a particular OU that I want to sync. You know, the OU that I'm using is IT department. So I'm going to tick IT department, and then I'm going to click next. So I'm going to leave this as default, this also as default, and then I'm going to include password white back. So this password white back will enable users when they to remove or to reset password in on-prem. So this will write back into the cloud also. That is, if we reset a user password in on-prem, automatically it will reflect in the on-prem also. So I'm going to click on next. So install, and then finally let's wait for it to configure. This might take some period of time, so we just need to be patient. So while this is going, I would like to show us how we can actually download the Microsoft Azure Connect. You see, while I was doing the video, I've already created the URL, but to get the URL is not hard. Just come down to just come down to your Microsoft Entra Admin Center. There are two ways. You can actually type Entra Connect and then Entra Connect. So this is Microsoft Entra Connect, and then you can also pick it from this icon. Just come down to identity. Let me see, under identity, let's see, external identities. So click on show more, and then we see hybrid management. So under hybrid management, you can actually see Microsoft Entra Connect. So if you click on Microsoft Entra Connect, so you're going to see this. So come to Connect Sync, and now under the Connect Sync, you can then click on this download Microsoft Entra Connect. So I'm going to show us, I'm going to click on download, and you can see this is the same page I had when I wanted to download it. So from here you can just download it. So that's all about that. And then you can see from this that I've never synced any user from on-prem. You can see sync has never run. And what other things we need to take note here? So another thing is, when we are linking this on-prem, we need to link our domain. You can see that while I was doing my own, it was verified immediately. I input my admin account and my password. It shows that it is verified. Before if you are doing your own and you didn't link your domain to your Microsoft Entra, it will not be verified. So what you just need is, first thing is, you need to link your domain, your customized domain, to your Microsoft Azure Active Directory, and I've done a video on how to actually create a customized domain. So let's go back and see if it has fully installed. So it's still installing. Finally, so we have the configuration complete. And how do we confirm that this is completed? We can see from the instruction. You can now log in into the Azure or Office 365 portal to verify the user account. So what we need to do now is to go to our Active Directory. This might take a little period of time, so I will have to refresh. Let's refresh so that we can confirm the user is there already. Okay, so let's go to users, all users, and then let's confirm which name should we search for. So let me check. Okay, John Doe. I'm going to search for John Doe. So let's confirm if we have John Doe already. So let me refresh once again so that. Alright, so let's search for John Doe. Okay, it's yet to show, so let's take our time. Let's check, let's confirm again. Finally, so we can see we have John Doe. This user was not there, it was not in the Azure Active Directory before, but because we have synced the users using Microsoft Entra Connect, this synchronization is possible. So I believe you've learned one or two things in this video. Thank you for your time. See you next time.